Robert-Falcon Ouellette says Winnipeg needs to leave its old approaches and policies behind and start on a new path forward. He says if elected, he's best positioned to bring a new style of leadership here to City Hall. City News caught up with Ouellette between campaign stops recently to find out what some of the main issues he feels are facing Winnipeg.
Well, I think the first top issue has got to be the homelessness, the mental health, and the addiction issues facing our city, and that all relates then to crime, because when you have addiction issues, you often have crime issues, you have break-ins, you have bike stealing, but also other major forms of violence, which overtaxes our police system, our firefighters, our paramedics, which makes it so that the bus drivers don't want to even be on the buses anymore, and people can't even be using the bus shelters anymore, waiting for their bus, creating people taking the bus less often, costing more money for the city. And so, at the end of the day, what we have to do is address the addiction issues.
He says now the public seems more receptive to the issue he hopes to tackle if elected mayor.
Continue to hear about people's fear and desire to have a much better city. And so, in 2014, we proposed dealing with homelessness and the addiction issues in our city. And I guess people at the leadership level of our city, the elites, were not quite ready to listen. It seems now the public is ready to listen as well, and they think this is an important issue. So let's actually take this opportunity to think about what it is we want for our city to make sure that we actually move forward, and perhaps with a different style of leadership. A lot of times we choose people from always the same background who kind of approach the problem with the same solutions over and over again, and it hasn't worked. So maybe it's time to try something completely different.
He says as an NP and a military vet, he knows what it takes to lead and has the life experience needed to address issues facing the city.
Well, 27 years experience in the military, leadership experience at the federal, but also in the military, university professor. I was homeless as a child. I understand all the different backgrounds that make up our city, and I'm willing to work with everyone. And I'm not going to be simply a mayor for those who have long hair and braids, but I'm going to be a mayor for literally everyone in the city. And it doesn't matter if you're red, orange, blue, if you're green. It doesn't matter which political party affiliation you're with. I want to work with you. That's why I'm running as an independent, not really working with any political party, because it's important to connect with everyone, to make sure we take in all the ideas, come up with the best solution, like thinking about light rail transit, thinking about rail relocation, and doing a study on that to get the numbers on the table. And I think this is an opportunity for the city to consider someone different who can actually address a lot of these issues. 75% of those who are homeless are Indigenous. Have we actually involved Indigenous governments in having these difficult conversations about looking after our citizens and actually coming up with a plan to actually move the city forward? And we can actually do something to build a better city for more of our children. So in this election, we've actually proposed the idea that we actually build a city where our children don't want to leave and go to Vancouver, Montreal, or Calgary, but people from Montreal, Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto actually want to move to Winnipeg and building a beautiful, diverse, more vibrant city for more people.
He says if elected, he'll be addressing addictions and homelessness first, but those aren't his only priorities.
Well, the first thing is going to be dealing with making sure our addiction issues are dealt with, the homeless issue is dealt with in a timely way, making sure the buses are safe, that they're affordable, and finally, also dealing with the potholes. Like, it's not just going to be a mayor about just homelessness and addictions. You also have to have the basic functions of society, the essential services done well, and I want a city of 100 projects, not one major project that's going to fix all our problems, but 100 little projects done extremely well to make a much better city for more of us.
Stay tuned to City News for more conversations with people running for the city's top job. In Winnipeg, Morgan Majeski, City News.